If you got into sports cards during the pandemic, you've probably asked yourself one question: is sports card investing dead? Because if you open up YouTube, you'll hear two completely different sides of the story. One side says that the sports card market is booming and there's never been a better time to get into sports cards, while the other side says that the sports card market has crashed, the hype is gone, and investing in sports cards is a losing game. In this video, I'm going to actually show you what the sports card market is like in 2026, what's changed since the pandemic, and also where people are currently making money in sports cards. Now, to understand today's market, we have to take a look back at 2020 and 2021. There was a very big boom in sports cards with prices and hype and all of that, but you also have to kind of look like outside with an outside lens. There was stimulus checks being handed out. People were stuck at home. Just all different sorts of, factors that, we don't really think about because that was already 5-6 years ago. Additionally, there was a huge spike in content consumption. So if you think about that, people making sports card content, there was a lot more eyes on that at that time because a lot of people were just stuck at home doing nothing. The biggest change is just that overall there was a higher demand at this time than most recent years for sports cards. People just really got into the hobby through all different sorts of venues, and every quarterback started to feel like they were Tom Brady. Every rookie started to feel like they were Michael Jordan, and people just felt like there was no way they could lose. Essentially, people began to kind of treat what was more of like a collectible sports card into more like sports card investing. They really saw that there was an opportunity to make this money. And additionally, one other thing I want to add is during this time, I believe is kind of when The Last Dance came out, which is a documentary about Michael Jordan. And it's like, it literally like helped his card prices significantly overnight. And the problem with this is sports cards were not being driven by rarity, long-term demand, literally any of that. It was just like, regardless of what you could get your hands on, you were almost guaranteed to make money. And people just kind of saw that as like a get rich quick scheme. Now, fast forwarding to today, 2026, reality has set in. The interest rates have gone up, everything has become a lot more expensive, and now it's not as easy just to have a bunch of money like extra laying around to just throw into anything you want to. Most modern sports cards have lost a significant percentage of what their pandemic highs were, and that's kind of exactly why a lot of people say that sports cards is dead. And I think that's really where the two sides kind of, need to realize that there is a clash. It's not that the market is dead, it's that the market kind of separated. The cards that were driven by speculation, well, they collapsed. And the cards that really do hold long-term good value, they've continued to rise in price. Instead of any rookie card just going straight to the moon, collectors began to realize and be a little more speculative on which ones should appreciate value. Today, the things that are driving prices is eye appeal, scarcity, population reports, all things that really should actually be playing a factor into a sports card price and into the market as a whole. So where's the money actually being made? Well, first of all, as I kind of already touched on, low population reports, even low numbered cards, rarity, those things all take into account the price of a sports card, and that's how you can make your money. Another great way to make money investing in sports cards in 2026 is to buy the GOATs, the greatest of all time in each of their sports. This would kind of include guys like Tom Brady, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, just guys that their careers are already done. They've already shown, how great they can be, and they've still continued to be some of the greatest in their sport to ever play. The reason that this is because their card values just continue to go up over time. It's basically just about, get in as soon as you can and hold on to it as long as you can. And it really does make sense in the grand scheme of things, because if you think about it, there's only so much of some of these cards ever made, say like a Michael Jordan rookie. There's only so many that can still be found in like somewhat decent condition around the world. And if you happen to get your hands on one, well, value is going to go up over time, because as time passes, there's a more like higher likelihood, higher chance that things can go wrong. Things can happen to the other cards, and it just becomes rarer and rarer as time goes on because more time has elapsed. Buying during panic. This is another way that you can make a lot of money investing in sports cards in 2026. Usually this comes after some sort of injury or expectations not being met for that player and their team. But usually kind of like the best opportunity to buy a player is when everyone else is panicking, because that means that their card prices are likely dipped. So I don't even know, what would you say? Jaden Daniels got hurt last season. He did super well his rookie year. He proved he can actually make it in the big leagues. And after amazing rookie season, then followed up by an injury-prone second season, now you would have seen his card prices dipped. And everyone kind of knows this by now, so it's really about buying at the right time, because I've even looked at buying some of his cards, and honestly, I was already too late. But yeah, if you kind of like take into account some things like that, or even like are able to find someone that people might have like forgotten, or like you come upon some crazy stats and you're like, this player just needed a boost with this first overall draft pick or first round draft pick, and now they have maybe an offensive weapon to go with them. You never know. Maybe they could skyrocket. But the good thing is, you know, you're probably already at kind of like a floor price. So if they don't really perform, hopefully you're not out too much money. Now I kind of want to shift the focus into my investing strategy for sports cards in the rest of 2026 and even into 2027. Really, it just comes down to quality over quantity. I'd rather have one card that's worth maybe what 20 other cards could be, but this one being much more rare, maybe low serial numbered, maybe one of those GOAT names that I talked about earlier, and potentially even a case hit. Some things I would avoid is chasing every hot rookie, you know, especially going into the 2026 season, kind of staying away from all of these rookies and just kind of letting their play prove themselves first. And honestly, I just want to buy cards that I would enjoy owning. I don't want to, you know, double down on some rookie. He doesn't play well and now I'm out a bunch of money because of it. I want to secure that into a bigger name player that I know, regardless if they have one bad game, I'm not going to lose all my money on that investment. So, is sports card investing dead? Absolutely not. Now, is sports card investing easy? No, it is not either. It's not easy. It takes time, it takes patience, you have to learn. But if you're willing to do all those things, it is possible to still make money, and even a lot of money, in 2026 investing in sports cards. The era of just buying any card, that's long gone. You're not going to be able to just buy any card, walk away with a bunch of extra money in your hand. But for the true collectors who actually value things like scarcity, population reports, rarity, all those different things, you know, they are going to end up winning in the long run. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, comment something down below, let me know your thoughts on this video, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I'll end it off with a question for the audience here. What is one sports card in 2026 that you think everyone is still sleeping on? All right, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.